The laziest way to describe World War Z is to say that it's a third-person Left 4 Dead clone that's been brought to the new generation of consoles and PC. And the reason why I say that, despite it being incredibly lazy, is that it's very accurate. However, there are a lot of added features here and things that make it worth your time. And not only that, but it is essentially the Left 4 Dead 3 that we haven't got yet. In World War Z, it is based off the movie that is like 6 years old now. So beyond that, you go across the world playing as up to 4. Well, you'll play with up to 3 other people, both either AI or online with friends or random people. And in this, you will go through multiple places. It'd be like Jerusalem, Tokyo, Russia, and I believe New York. And each area feels a little distinct enough. Like you have the dark and sort of the underground subway systems of New York. You have the sort of the different aesthetics of stuff like Jerusalem. You have the snowy landscape of Russia, and then you have the Japanese town and port of, well, Japan. And despite it being different, I don't think it could have been a bit more like different more. Like, I mean, it's distinctive, but I think Saber Interactive could have went a little further with creating these levels. Despite that though, they're pretty fun to run around in, and as the nature of this type of beast is, it is definitely feels replayable. And it's not just that the way the levels are laid out that's replayable. Everything from, there's an unlockable system for every single class. So at the start of each game you get to pick your class, and each class has a number of levels, and as you level up you get to unlock new perks and passives that sort of warrant multiple playthroughs and keep things feeling fresh. And it just made me realize that this was never in Left 4 Dead, and having it here just adds so much more to it than I never thought it would. It always felt like it might be superfluous because the gameplay is king in these types of games. And honestly, I get to the gameplay now in a moment in World War Z, but gameplay here is still very much king in a lot of different ways. But as you get new weapons, you also can upgrade the weapons and sort of level up the weapons, which allow you to sort of get different higher leveled ones with better accuracy or damage or like sort of reliability to it. Or it's pretty cool to have this sort of thing there that adds so much to it. It's simple enough and it doesn't go too crazy with it, but it does enough to sort of definitely make it feel like it's worth it. But in here, gameplay is absolutely king, and it is just an absolute blast to play. The swarm technology that Saber Interactive have here is nothing short of fascinating to look at every single time I've played it. And even when I've played levels a few times over where these swarm situations are for the most part, I guess, scripted, or they always come at a specific time, but they're never not enjoyable. They're never not incredible to look at. Like the first time it happened to me, I wasn't expecting it, and literally hundreds of zombies just came flying over buildings and falling off them and flattening themselves on the ground and just came at you with such ferocity. The animations look so good that I was always blown away and loved it every single time. But even beyond like the visual spectacle, the game does look pretty well and it runs really well, but the actual core gunplay is really smooth and fun. And it just makes going through the levels over and over again so much fun. Like you will play through every single level in, I'd say, 3 to 4 hours, so it's not a particularly long game. But there are 5 difficulty levels with a 6th difficulty level coming. You then, depending on the difficulty level you play, you'll get more credits, which are then used to unlock better weapons and, like I said, the upgraded ones. You get to pick when you play the game, you have a primary, a secondary, and a heavy weapon. And sort of there's enough always around the world to just add more to it. It's just an absolute blast to play. Like, it is probably the biggest surprise game to me of the year so far, because it seemed like it was a bit gimmicky. And if you're looking at the swarm technology and you think that's just gimmicky and you'll get fed up with it pretty quickly, I've played this game for, I'd say, easily 10 to 15 hours now, and I've never found it gimmicky. I just wanted to keep jumping in every single day and do a few levels, because the levels aren't particularly long. They're about, I would say, 20 minutes to half an hour for each level, tops. And a lot of them end with a combination of holding up a spot while enemies just, I mean, swarm. Like, swarm technology makes sense to call it that. But if you're looking for a co-op shooter, or you can play this with AI, and the AI is okay, but if you're looking for a co-op shooter, you're definitely not going to get a better one right now than World War Z. It is just the best zombie game out there. However, there is also a multiplayer mode, which is PvPvE, which is 2 teams against each other, but then there's also all the zombies around. That's completely unnecessary, I guess. It's not as good as it could have been. But I think the co-op, the PvE aspect of it is so good that it's worth its price. I think it's only 30 or 40 euro. I think it's worth every single cent. There's a promise of new levels, new weapons, new enemy types that I feel like they're going to keep adding to it, and it just will make the game even better. So if you're looking for any type of shooter, any type of zombie game, or any type of co-op game, I will 100% tell you to play this game.